back off from the outside world, go into the inward world, and direct yourself, or let's say have your compass directed in to your particular assignments where you feel happy, where you feel the joy bubbling up, where you feel you can do something for your life, your surrounding, your hood, and humanity you are in contact with, no matter what you do, no matter what job you do. It's the whole unification process actually is about bringing Unitarian means to the little ones, the children, to youth, the elderly, those who are in great need, no matter your needs. And that's working from a very unselfish ground, seeing that if we do that and we start to build a larger platform of communication, bringing in solutions, bringing in new projects and working together towards them, then this world is at the edge of a huge transformation and change, and we are all in it. So the message here is truly keep yourself from the outside world parlor and get into your inside guidance system. And you may very well quote that yes, there is a lot going on, and yes, there is equally assistance out there, universal teams assisting us, light earth teams assisting us. So those two floors are squeezing literally the what we call the matrix, or the ground floor of the old astral planes, that really kept people cycling and recycling on a continuum level into the soul degrees of malfunctioning, moving out of the old solar system. The old soul is asking to move direct into your spirit and have these connections working with you 24/7. So that is just asking for breaking free from your own constraints. And that is old mentality, that is emotions, that is rage, that is addictions, that is fears, that are diseases. I mean, the list is endless. But at a certain point, you come to realize when clearing out your systems that there is a goal that is so pure, so divine, so beautiful, that you will actually start to refrain from resistances. So, and giving people an easier time to move into ascension, which literally means purifying the self from the abundance of monstrous thoughts, fears, and so many mental disorders, means that we can move up into the levels of a purified body, a purified skin, a purified energy field, and that can move with the light earth grids. I have a very important video up there about how these grids are being installed on the planet, how come they are the origin of creation, how come they have been broken down, and reason for the atrocities happening for many, many lifetimes. And that is coming to an end now, because I think there's very, very, very large shifts happening, and the divine offering people a lot of assistance for those willing to do the work and move with their own inner work or healing work. So reason for that is that I started creating healing codes that work really with the speed of light and very, very quickly. So here is a series of these codes. We have the compass, we have spirit, we have the eternal blend. There is so many beautiful formats, and working with them will assist you to transform very, very quickly. I have them on apparel as well, on t-shirts, hoodies, canvas, mugs, pillows, whatever. Check it out. And so the announcement I was willing to make here is that I will give a free code, a meditation on a free alignment to a code, and the subject will be the release of fear for once and for all, because I think fear is actually the one thing that people need to release the most. Like the fear syndrome sometimes is so high, fear of what is going to happen, fear of losing a job, fear of losing a spouse, fear of being judged, fear of the malfunctioning of the body, fear of getting a disease, fear that something will be happening to your children. I mean, the list is endless. So creating a list first from all your fears, and then I offer this free meditation with this code as an opening to my healing codes. There's a link in this description box. You can just click and arrive at my free meditation on my website charlottechee.info. So that's very easy, because chi is the energy from my name. My original name is Charlotte. I added the chi element as that is pure living light frequency. So I work a lot with chi energy, and that lifts the body in no time. And so that particular code, that is the eternal spin, I will bring through a free meditation that works through the glandular system and many other parts in the body. And you will see when you apply that meditation, let's say for 1 week, how deep it works and how much fun it actually is. To quickly eliminate dense sources and forces in your body. That is how I term them, that create actually dense consciousness. And so such as fear, and fear creates diseases, and diseases create malfunctioning. And so there is an endless cycle we can interrupt and return into purified embodiment. So they're very yes, they're just fun to work with from my own experience. So I channel my codes, and when I see them clearly, I design them digitally. So I moved from art on canvas and painting into digital design. It's quite some fun. It's not that easy at times, but when I see what comes out of it, then the big fun begins. So here I'm gonna pull some cards from the I Am faculty cards, which are wise mentor cards for modern day ascension, and how you can create a new reality. That is my own book and my own cards I created from my art. And I have here the Celtic knot on the other side, with the sword of truth and the black, golden and white universe all the way incorporated in that Celtic knot, which aligns to the new heart center on the earth, and the thrill of center earth that is moving into the open, and that is going to bring the biggest changes ever. So be prepared for 2022, because I think that is going to be a roller coaster in purification and the elimination of densities. Okay, so let's see what we have over here. Oh, damn. I love that one. I got part of it on a t-shirt as well. I am respected. No more neurological neglect. So that is male female patterns coming together. No more broken veins. No more disrespect and all these factors that are so unequal when it comes to male female um, subject. So we are ending this in this particular planetary overhaul, actually. And so all my art is actually about unifying and bringing equality on all the levels. So that is the first one. And then that is actually, it deals with the past. Then I'm one with my inner guidance, as I talked about the spirit self. So you see the wheels of light spinning with those spirits, which is very, very potent. And then I have a last cards that I will pull. I'm also very curious. I love pulling the cards because they are so accurate and they provide an opportunity to move faster when listening to what they have to say. That is very beautiful. The last cards I always pull one, either one or three cards. So this time I have three cards. I'm ready to transition. Yes, we are ready, right? The bat. This is from my art on fiber. I made this one. I like it. I like the fury. So sometimes I make this art like in 2 minutes time. Sometimes it takes days and weeks. So that's not in my hands. It's in spirit's hands. So let's go to the first one, the number 3. No more neurological neglect. Ain't that something, right? So that is connected. All my art cards are connected to 3 mantras I have in this book. 3 mantras you can repeat, and you change the neurological content in your brains like overnight when repeating these mantras. So one of them, for example, is I am allowing powerful, mutual, respectful relationships only. So the exactitude of a mantra is very, very important. And here the element air is also connected to the word, the spoken word, and what we allow and what we don't allow. So here equality between men and women, between races and ages, equality in mental capacities, equality in being human overall has highly been neglected throughout many ages, or actually the dark ages we are closing off, and so entering the age of Aquarius, and communication on equal grounds will actually not allow the present atrocities of any mental state of consciousness that makes anyone feel less than. And so it's not acceptable. And we need to truly move into the fields of unification and communication that eliminates the lower grounds, actually. So that is, of course, a huge transition, because women will not take these lesser and disrespectful grounds any longer, including mental and physical abuse still going on worldwide, rudeness, incivility, humiliation, discourses, impoliteness, name it. We still see it so much when opening the radio, television stations, anything on the internet, and on all the commercials. It's still the objectifying of women that is going into the worst degrees, and what we have seen with child trafficking and so on. So it's a time to truly stand your ground and not allow any low frequency to enter your vibration in the first place. So commanding equality, and it means that you transmute your present state of consciousness, and without letting anything in the way of getting respect, getting honesty, getting acknowledgement, getting admiration, getting recognition, getting appreciation, getting honor and dignity above all, because that is where equality starts off. And so most of the lower mental states of consciousness, such as fear, ignorance, anxiety, self-criticism, unworthiness. Many people suffer from a high level unworthiness. I will put that in that free meditation as well with my eternal spin code, survival issues, and many much more. So it actually degenerates your power to stand your ground. So it's really focusing on eliminating these issues with new techniques, such as the codes, and so on. So I have several pages, but you get what the end of August is stating: to stand your ground, move into equality, and remove anything that is dishonor, disrespect, name it, all that line, with that beautiful equal ground for ladies and gents on the same floor, right? And okay, next card was I'm one with my inner guidance. That was card number 18, coming down to 1 plus 8 is a 9. And that says I'm one with my inner guidance. That refers actually to your inner world and starting truly to communicate on a higher level, of course. And that is also connected to the element air. The air that you breathe is the air that pronounces the words that come out of your mouth. So it's an endless inspirational chord because it has all the elements in place, and a spiral. So we have these spirals or these vortexes coming from the universes. You see them up here in gold and black. Is really symbolic for spirit within the communication and reintegrating your spirit, because in soul consciousness your spirit is lost. You recycle, recycle, and recycle, otherwise you wouldn't be listening to this video. So yet spirit is hardly understood on this planet, and because if you're still cycling soul, which is equal to ego, and once you understand that, because 99% on the Google machine will state that soul is different from ego, there is no difference at all. I may be the only 1% stating it, but it's logic. So it's pure logic, because the soul drowned and lost its spirit when moving into the directory of the density of Earth, and so that created all that malfunctioning in economics, education, everything we are suffering from in this age. So spirit self actually becomes the very air that you breathe from your energy fields and light spaces. So the inner psyche is the essence that speaks through your spirit, and that's an interesting alignment as well. So I have that other code, which is spirit, and a meditation on that will bring your inner psyche to the forefront, and how you can align to it and bring many changes in the body, especially the shifts in the brain, because shifting the brain is the most important thing you can do, because the brain commands your body to do things. And so if the brain is full of debris and fogs, and you cannot see clearly and keep on doing the same old things every day and repeating them, that is all soul consciousness. So breaking that cycle with your inner psyche and your spirit self, that is moving fast lanes forward. So so reason for this is because of living in a matrix and captivity of the soul consciousness or ego. has been programmed to not think or to think on very poor standards, to have no possible options, to undertake actions beyond the mechanics of control. So, yeah, it's a process within a process of deeper awakening, and that is realizing new things to deal with between self and source. So the card shows you the black and white universal vortexes and the golden alchemy that are pulling these big changes through. So here working in the middle with this artwork with the pink male female dragon waves that reside in the 7 dimensional spaces of pure tranquility and surrender. That is actually what we are at. Let's say like now, moving to the end of August all the way into the Virgo season. That's that color, and that is really where the alchemy happens, where you have move into the spaces in the crystalline grid into the etherical spaces, and that moves actually into the higher spaces with the elements. And like all of the planet is moving for fifth dimension, that is just dealing and recycling your consciousness. There's nothing more or less. The fifth dimension is what brought it through. And so those who are willing to move into the sixth dimension, which is the place where you release those things, which is the place where you feel the continuum of all these vortexes working with you, where you feel and see that you can work with lighter teams, and you feel all the elements in the body. So you feel living light moving through, and you command living light wherever you want to heal yourself. That is living in six dimensions. So we are even requested to move in. For some will arrive there into the 7th dimension, which is pure peace, tranquility, no more concern about the earth, and living on the crystalline grids in light earth permanently, such as the light master, the ascended light master that descended back on the earth already. So the divine is on the ground for those going into deep meditation. That is a possibility. And so with this card also, it would be great to multiply our landscape when it comes to spirit and spiritual embodiment. So that is something I truly offer as well, but you can just sit in alignment with a spiritual embodiment, and that is this color I'm wearing, and also the master crystal here to align with and to become it is the Brazilian amethyst. And so, because when we move the spiritual body all the way up, and that is a space you can reach in meditation, at least the sixth dimension. I can guarantee you, I did this morning, and I was tired of certain things, and that is, I invited the Holy Spirit in my grids, or the Shekinah energies, and that is when tears just flow, because damn, I got it again. Because it flows in when you are in that high frequency, and you can just communicate and ask for the cooperation, because that is how the unification will come true. So that is how strong it gets, and that you will feel the forces of the divine and the spirits working along with your pathway. So that is very strong. So also a lot of information and more in the book, but you get, the message over here. So these are 3 very important messages to move truly from this space past mid-August in to the end of September. And so the last one is I'm ready to transition. So they all these 3 cards align very, very strongly. That's card number 47. I've got 55 cards, yes. So 47, that's 11, that's 2. 2 comes down to 2. And 2 is truly the grounding. The grounding of your light energies on light earth within crystal grid system. So I will put on a link again to that important video about how to install a crystalline grid, how to live within it, how much they communicate with you if you have it in the home, and the alignments to a spiritual body in the sixth dimension, and how important at least that is. If should you not have any alignments in light body, that is really a 5 days online, very easy to follow up, because there's plenty of MP4s which you can just listen to, integrate, and install that in your home, and that really truly promises a big change in your life. So let's have a look at the bat. I'm ready to transition. Sorry, I had an accident, so sometimes I can't pronounce the R. And that is card number 47. That is, wow, how all these cards align. Like I've been saying, we're moving up, you know, with the air into the spiritual embodiments, all the way up into the ether. So the last card is connected to the element ether, the ethers. And so bats are great symbolisms of communication, because they're highly sociable and have very, very strong family bonds. And the artwork shows you the bat in the lavender silver etherical fields through which you can nurture its fire, for the energy of fire or strength is needed to allow major life changes of movement through the last levels of darkness. Yeah. The word darkness has many, many meanings. You may feel misunderstood by society. You may still live in fear and hold transition into light body back. That may be a very important issue for many people, not realizing how much you hold light back just by giving consciousness into the outer world. So think about it, or maybe give it a bit of thought, or maybe just listen to that video about the grids and what it can do for you and heal yourself inside out. So bats in general are very touchy feeling and offer a deep sense of nurture, loving and soft guidance, yet they are extremely well disciplined, so they can clarify easily issues. You may want to connect with a bat and just install a crystalline animal grid and invite your particular animal guides through it. That's an option as well. So for the soft-hearted amongst us, meditation with a bat family will feel like very warm, sweet, and very encouraging. Yes, and they also have the ability to truly tune into the higher vibrational frequencies, termed echo location, and can assist to discover your hidden features. So things you really want to deal with but fail to find certain internalized issues. So as seen in the design, flying with a bat means that you trust your psychic gifts. So we come back to the second card, the psyche, moving from soul into spirit, you know, and trusting and having confidence. So the communication with a bat community will assist you to keep your senses truly alert to, I mean, it's very important for the incoming 4 months, actually till the end of this year, and strengthen your natural capacity to feel and see with all the higher senses. actually. So you may allow self to find time to clear out and refine your taste, refine your smell, refine your sight, refine your hearing, and higher psychic abilities. As it could also be that you stayed far too long in a particular situation that cut your senses down. And oftentimes, you know, we are not even aware that we cut our senses down because there's so many invasions. So the first level of self-protection comes through the crystalline grids, working with crystals on your body, and so doing at least a major setup into a light environment, working with light grids, no matter how you would like to bring that through. I offer many online small meditations, 5-day courses, 12 days online, whatever, or individual sessions with me are very much to the point, because I don't apply cards in individual sessions. I just have a look at you and I start reading your energies, and then we start healing that out of your brain immediately, which has a tremendous effect on your body. And we heal that out in an hour time, which goes very fast because I cannot withhold what spirit is bringing through my brain. So I trained my channel for more than 20 years, and more and more information comes on popping in and popping in. So it's all about equalizing the body imperfection in unity with the elements, with what you eat, with whom you connect with family members, with business people. So all these issues are very important to bring puzzle pieces together and to understand your own life, but I also deal with very, very severe diseases such as cancers, Alzheimer, any mental diseases. I've worked a lot in psychiatric institutions as well and helped a lot of people out of their psychotic temperament. That is how I call it, actually. So I hope you enjoyed this reading with the cards. So remember, it's about equality first within and in the outer world. Connecting the inner world, so the outer world has no say anymore. We're just connecting to the inner psyche and allowing the integration of your spirit self with the spiritual body. And then the transformation can happen with the assistance of the bat community. They are so sweet. Yeah, I would certainly try this. And yes, sure, give it a thumbs up, a like, and certainly thank you so much for supporting my channel and pushing the bell button. If you like it, please share my channel, comment on it, let me know what you think of it, let me know what you would like to talk about. And yes, yeah, please just feel free to go to the link on my website for the free meditation with my code, the eternal spin, about the elimination of fears and maybe, let's say, unworthiness, because those two essences really break the body to point zero. So just click on the link and you will be directed to that meditation that is very powerful with that particular code. So enjoy it and truly take good care of yourself. That matters most. Thank you so much for being with me.